This is a gallon of traditional gasoline that you can get at most gas stations in America. Fire in the hole, 3, 2, 1. Oh! Nice. And this is a gallon of high ethanol fuel.
Oh, nice, like some E85?
Yeah, baby. 2, 1. Oh! All right.
Now we're talking.
Now, if we were to put these two explosions side by side, it proves literally nothing. But if we were to shrink them down to 1/1000th of scale and go inside your engine, it does make a world of difference. You might have noticed that gas is freaking expensive. Over the past couple weeks, we've seen up to 60% increase in various parts of the US. And while a price hike sucks, other people have started to notice that a full tank of gas doesn't get them as far down the road, which has led to people thinking, is there something going on with my gas? Am I getting scammed with fake gas?
Why the shit more expensive, but the gas more ass?
You are noticing that your gas isn't lasting as long, and you are noticing that your car is running worse,
and the gas is burning so fucking quickly. I have put $30 in my gas tank the past 2 days.
Now, while I don't think the gas people are pumping into their tank is fake, I do think there might be more of this in it, ethanol. Now, legally, they're allowed to add up to 10% of ethanol in your fuel. So this fake gas theory isn't that the gas is fake, it's that there's an illegal amount of ethanol in there. And your car and ethanol, well, they have a very complicated relationship. Now, at its core, gasoline is just a mix of energy-dense molecules made from crude oil, chains of carbon and hydrogen that are really good at burning. And that's what's doing the work. That's what's pushing your pistons down every time your engine fires. But modern gas isn't just gasoline anymore. It's a carefully tuned blend of base hydrocarbons, additives to keep things clean and stable, and ethanol. And that balance matters more than you think. Now, your engine is designed to run on a very specific mix. When you change it even slightly, and you change how your engine behaves, how far you actually go. Too little ethanol, and you lose some of that knock resistance modern engines rely on. Too much, and now you're packing less energy into every gallon, which means less range. Same tank, same car, different results. Now, while I love to put on my tinfoil hat and assume all these online rumors are true, nothing beats a good old-fashioned scientific experiment. And one of the interesting things about ethanol-based fuel is that when you add water to it, it will bind with the ethanol, and you can separate out the ethanol water mixture from the gasoline mixture.
He don't say nothing, he just be
I mean, that was quicker than I thought. Okay, we've already got a pretty nice separation layer, but what I'm gonna do is let this sit for 24 hours so we have a nice, even separation. And what I'll do is I'll pull off all the gasoline from the top and leave the water and ethanol in the bottom. This will leave us with 100% pure gasoline and should be better for our engine, theoretically. Oh, hey, buddy. All right, hey, hold on real quick. I gotta feed Chewy. What's that? Thanks. Are you hungry? You want some food? Oh my gosh, you're so hungry. I'm gonna have to feed you. But not with traditional kibble. Oh! 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 I found out that most kibble is ultra processed. So I switched Chewy to something way better. The farmer's dog.
Did you say the farmer's dog?
Yeah, the farmer's dog. Guys, I am really excited about today's sponsor, the Farmer's Dog. Now, I love Chewy, he is my pride and joy, but I noticed that he was getting a little bit of extra weight putting on him because he was eating this ultra processed kibble. And I really wanted a solution where I could give Chewy human grade food, but I needed it to be convenient and a brand I could depend on. So I started using the Farmer's Dog Fresh Dog Food subscription, which is super easy. So I went on their website and I got recommended a great plan for Chewy Bears here that was developed by the Farmer's Dog on staff board certified nutritionist. Since Chewy's been off kibble, he's been way more energetic and I've noticed he's having way less stomach issues. So much better poops. Right now, you can get 60% off the Farmer's Dog Fresh Dog Food by hitting the link in the description below or scanning this QR code. Plus, you get free shipping and 24/7 support. Thank you guys for supporting the companies that support us and Chewy here at Bigtime. We love you. Okay, it's been 24 hours and we have a nice separated boundary layer of water plus ethanol and gasoline. So what we're gonna do is use this fuel where it's 100% gasoline, no ethanol. We're gonna put it in the Jeep and we're gonna see how many miles we get out of it. Once that tank runs dry, we're then gonna throw in a 10% ethanol blend, the same exact amount of fuel, and see how many miles we get out of that. That should give us a pretty good idea if this fuel is filled with a bunch of fake stuff that's making our car not drive as far. And you know what? If you're gonna charge us a bunch of money, make it so that we get some more distance out of it. That's like the equivalent of taking one of those gas station boner pills and you getting smaller. Are you kidding me? Are you freaking kidding me? I'm taking the pill. It should be getting bigger. I think it's gonna go straight down, not a shot.
I think it's gonna go straight down.
You think so? I think it's gonna get everywhere, dude. Okay, so I'm gonna start the Jeep and run out all the fuel that's in the bowl of the carburetor and the lines. And we're gonna fill this thing up with 100% gasoline. I'm gonna weigh it out so I know exactly how much to add once this thing runs dry when we use the 10% blend. Experiment underway. Okay, it is completely empty. Time to add some 100% gasoline. Test subject A. Good old American non-ethanol diluted fuel. Time to go drive this thing until it runs dry. Right now on the odometer, we have 1,917 miles, but I'm also going to just do my GPS and track it so I get a satellite version as well in the event this odometer is a little inaccurate. But regardless, let's go see how far we can get on some pure gasoline. Okay, and we're off. Time to drive to my house the same way I drive from the office to my house every day. Just like that. And I averaged 12.32 miles per gallon with ethanol-free gas. And now with all the ethanol-free gas used up, it's time to use some conventional fuel and do the exact same route back to the office. And just like that, I averaged 11.8 miles per gallon. All right, the results are in. So over a course of a couple days, we drove the Jeep with 1 gallon of gas in it and then saw how many miles we got. And when we used ethanol-free gas, we got around 12.32 miles per gallon. When we switched to a 10% ethanol blend, we only got 11.8 miles per gallon, which is a 4.4% increase when we use 100% fuel without ethanol in it. That's pretty cool. That's where that energy density difference comes into play. But then it got me thinking, well, if ethanol doesn't give you more miles per gallon, why the heck are we using it in the first place? Now, ethanol's been around as a fuel since the early 1900s, but it didn't really show up at the pump until the 70s when the US was trying to cut its reliance on foreign oil after the gas crisis. Now, blending in 10% ethanol means refiners can replace a portion of gasoline with something that often is cheaper to produce, lowering the overall cost of the fuel. Now, starting in the mid-2000s, the government began requiring cleaner burning fuels in almost all major metro areas, and ethanol became the go-to additive to meet those standards. And then came the Renewable Fuel Standard, which set quotas for how much ethanol had to be blended into the fuel. So refiners can either meet those targets or pay penalties if they don't. So the result? Today, over 95% of gasoline in the US contains ethanol, which is usually around 10% in most areas, some areas getting E15. So if you're wondering why is ethanol in your gas, it's not optional, it's policy. Now, ethanol plays a key role in all of this. It helps fuel burn cleaner and it boosts octane, which prevents knock. But because it has much lower energy density, you have to burn more of it to get the same mileage out of your car. We already saw that with our Jeep here. That means the more ethanol you add, the less total energy you get in every gallon. And that's where this theory starts to get interesting, because what people are really speculating isn't that this gas is fake, it's that there might be more ethanol in it than there's supposed to be. And if that were true, even by a small amount, we're getting screwed, which would explain why so many people are saying the same thing. Man, something is up with this gas. So to test this, we're gonna collect a bunch of different samples from various gas stations in the greater Los Angeles area. And then we're gonna test to see how much ethanol is in it and if we're in fact getting screwed. Okay, I have 4 samples of 87 octane, 10% ethanol blend fuel that we have got from 4 various gas stations across Los Angeles. And I have 4 ethanol test kits. Now, before I actually test these, I just want to say I am of sound mind and body. I'm physically probably the best shape I've ever been in my life. And mentally, I am as clear as a summer day with no clouds in the sky. That's all to say, if that something happens to me, you know what happened, okay? You know what happened. Now, that being said, what we should expect to see is that we have 10% or less ethanol in all of these fuels. There's very little wiggle room that gas stations are allowed to have when it comes to this. It could be 1 or 2%, hopefully on the minus side, maybe the plus side, but if we're in the 15-ish% range, we got a problem. Our fake gas technically isn't fake, it's just gonna have more ethanol in it, and that means we're getting screwed. So, let's test these samples, see what we come up with. Now these kits are super simple. You don't even need this bottle, but it's just nice and easy, and it has these nice markings that'll let you know how much percent ethanol is in your fuel. But essentially what we're doing is we're adding a set amount of water and then a set amount of fuel. You shake it. Like we mentioned before, water combines with the ethanol, they separate, and then it'll tell you how much ethanol you actually have in your fuel. So we're just gonna add the set amount of water here. Okay, this is from a 76 gas station. You see that?
Maybe it needs longer.
I mean, maybe, but like this one right here shows, you know, about 8%, 7.5. This one shows, yeah, that's like 12.5, 13%. We'll have to redo the test just in case, but all of these are right at the fill line, yeah. We'll just let it sit. So it should only take 5 minutes.
Oh man. Oh man.
All right, now we just wait for about 5-10 minutes, let the separation happen, and we'll be able to read off our percentages here and see if there's anything amiss. That's more like it. We just had a little contaminated sample, I think. All right, we have tested our 4 samples and have come up with a range of ethanol from 8% to 10%. So no, the government is not going behind your back and adding more ethanol and screwing you over. Now, these results may vary depending on what region of the country you're in and what gas station you choose. So if you guys are testing your own fuel, let us know if you have higher than 10% ethanol, and leave a comment down below. And what the government is going to be doing is releasing E15, 15% ethanol across the country later this year. So that means, you know, they'll be saving you money at the pump, theoretically. But now that we know what we know, do you really think the government is trying to save you money? Like, subscribe, do all that fun stuff.